Well, cello.
Hey,
Nice little cat.
yeah, he decided to say hello.
Well, Matt, I think we'll just jump right into it. Why not?
Oh, sure.
Um, let's start with the talk of the town. The Chinese spy balloons, for some reason.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you've seen this, but China is saying it's not that big of a deal, that we're hyping it up to be more than it really is. And that it's our fault that everyone is looking at them.
Right.
I don't know how much of that is true. I know that is it the president over there, Xi Jinping or whatever his name is?
Yeah, sure.
He's trying to fix global relations after the pandemic because everyone started to look their way, and now this happens, and they're claiming it wasn't anything major. It was just a thing that happened.
What do you mean, China?
Yeah.
So they don't care about it, in other words.
Yeah, they're saying you're making it out to be more than we're making out to be more than it really is.
Right.
That it wasn't. They weren't really looking at anything. It was just.
Well, they had to know that we were going to shoot it down. They had to know that it was lost. They should have contacted us and say, "Hey, man, we got this fucking balloon that we can't control, and it's heading your way. We don't care if you shoot it down. That's fine, or we'll shoot it down for you, whatever." They should have done that, but they chose not to. So it seems shady.
Well, I agree, especially since it wasn't one but two.
But they got satellites overhead. They can look at the fucking ground better than you can with a friggin' balloon.
Two rogue spy balloons in the same span.
And that was only over the U.S. There was another rogue balloon that went over
Latin America.
South America.
Yeah. Yeah, there was one in the U.S. and one in Latin America.
No, two. I thought two over the U.S. Just the one?
Just the one.
All right.
It was a two total.
Whatever.
We got the Republicans saying, Biden acted way too slow.
Of course.
Trump saying, I never would have let them, enter our airspace. Which means that he would have shot it down over Canada.
Right, he wouldn't let any one of those come in the country because he let three.
But it also means that he would have flown our military planes into Canada's airspace and shoot it down.
Sure, yeah, go into another country's sovereign space and fuck that, he would.
Yeah, I don't know how anyone even listens to Trump anymore. He is losing and losing and losing and losing and losing. And he even lost again, in court just recently.
So much for winning, huh? Is that the winning he was trying to refer to?
You are going to be so tired of winning. If you call that winning, I'm tired of it. I don't see him helping anything, but I hate to say this. I see DeSantis as a more evil version of Trump.
Yeah, just by comparison, a more level-headed, evil Trump. Yeah. To some small...
he wants to erase black history.
He's minorly more... He knows like 6 more words than Trump does, I think.
Well, yeah, but he wants to erase black history from existence.
Probably he doesn't want to probably stop there either. I bet he wants them out of his state as well. Throw them to some other state with everyone else, because
right, but what happens
our borders are open like his is.
But what happens if he becomes a president?
Then he's going to build a wall around Florida. Well, yeah, I mean, how many people come in from the beaches and stuff, right? From Cuba and whoever else. They come in on the rafts, so he's going to create mines. He's going to mine Florida from rafts or something like
So
that.
we have DeSantis who wants to put a wall around it, and Trump
sure.
who wants to put a dome over the United States.
Yeah, yeah. With his name written on it someplace.
There has to be better choices. There has to be.
Yeah, don't vote for either one of them.
If I was a Republican, I would vote for the independent.
I don't know, man. But what if the independent is just scary? You know.
Well, the independent is scary, but I would say it's the lesser of three evils.
I don't know. What if Marjorie Taylor Greene or something or whatever is running for the independent? I don't know.
No, Liz Cheney is supposedly switching to independent.
Yeah, but she's crazy too.
I said she's the lesser of three evils.
I wouldn't vote for her. Why?
No,
what makes her
if
better
you were
than a
a Republican, huh?
I would vote for Joe Biden over her any day of the week.
Yeah, but that's because you're a Democrat.
No, it's because the independent Liz Cheney is a psycho, and I'm not going to vote for a Republican just because she's wearing different clothing. Doesn't
But
mean
if you're a
she's
Republican, you've already voted for Trump. You're already behind all that bullshit.
I'm not.
If you're a Republican,
Oh,
listen
you're
to what I'm
saying
saying.
if you're a Republican. I suppose
Right.
if you're looking at it in that perspective. But
Right. Right. The
Cheney's so
Republicans.
much better, though.
Yeah, but
You know, so
it
we
doesn't
went
have to
from
be.
the,
It doesn't have to be much
frying
better.
pan to the
It just
to
has
the
to be
coals
this.
to the flames.
It just has to be this much better. You know, this much better.
The bar's got to be higher than that.
It seems to me that she has more of a humanitarian streak than the other two.
I know, but why do we always have to consider the scrape by? That bothers me. You know, the barest minimum standard. How about we find someone who blows away the standard and actually is going to do something really, really
Well, it's not. It's well.
You know, I don't understand why people don't vote for that. Do they just not believe it with their own eyes or something? Or then what makes you think that other weirdos going to do any of those things that they promise? It doesn't make sense.
It's not for us to decide who they put in as a candidate.
I suppose.
It's for
In the
them
primaries,
to decide
I
who
guess
they,
if we can help with that.
Well,
Who we put in.
for our side, yes. But the other two parties, we have no say in what they put up.
No, but that's what I mean is even on the Republican side, the Republicans have to at some point say, look, we're not even going to vote for either one of you. We'll vote for the other side if you keep putting up psycho, conspiracy theorists, QAnoners, rapists, you know, really, like they're putting up their best. Are you kidding me? Their best and brightest. Maybe that's what they do to send a message to their Republican Party that you're broken. Your independents aren't any better. So vote us in to send a message and to vote them out.
But
We're not going to set them on fire at the end of the day. We're not going to burn their books at the end of the day.
right. But the thing with that is they all like where their candidates are coming from. They all feed into the QAnon and they feed into the baby eating pedophiles.
But you have to keep in mind too that some of that stuff you're referring to is because we allowed the lies to just flow like the truth from our politicians, from our news media outlets,
because we figured Americans
that we trust.
Because we figured Americans were smarter than they actually are,
and we were wrong.
You're right. You're absolutely right on that. I don't have an excuse for it.
I know, right? I wish I did. Yeah, I wish I had a good excuse. I don't.
I can't say that it was a temporary lapse in judgment. These people are completely out in left field. It's
I think had I not moved around and got to see the world and a large portion of the country, that really affected probably how I see things today. Because I got to see, red states, blue states, different countries, shithole countries for that matter.
Right.
And, all the rest. And Yeah, we have it way better than a lot of other places. That's for sure.
Well, you were able to go to see different countries.
Yeah, we got lucky. Military. You know.
I want to bring up two different countries right now and their leaders and get your take on what's been happening. Kim Jong-un had disappeared. Was gone for I believe it was, I could be mistaken.
Right, rumors were he was dead.
36 hours or 36 days.
Yeah.
One of those two. But he has since showed up, according to what I understand, today. Why do you think he disappeared? Is it because of the whole thing with Russia wanting to nuke the UK, that they were trying to say we're going to stay away from all this and we're going to do our own thing, so you can't, I'm hiding out until you decide what the hell you're going to do?
That's a really good question. I mean, he could have simply just been enjoying his wealth, for that matter. I don't know. I've heard some of what you're talking about, but not in any great detail. But he's extravagant anyway. I mean, I just happened to see one of the armored vehicles he just purchased, incidentally, a Mercedes, and the way it had to get to him, the 10 different ways to get around the embargoes, because he's not allowed to have really any Western stuff. Especially Mercedes was not happy about it, and it is a vehicle that they don't build many of. It's a special order thing. And,
well, his country
so
is,
he can manage to get that kind of stuff. So he's got access.
His country's citizens are impoverished. And he disappears.
And he lives in opulence. Yeah.
I need to switch to Russia because my head's starting to hurt thinking about him.
Yeah, it's so sad, and pathetic.
Now the other leader, Putin. There has been rumors, mind you. I'm not saying anything's.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything's been confirmed, but there have been rumors that Putin plans on disappearing. And
he's got an escape plan. Yeah.
Reason he plans on disappearing is to start a civil war in Russia. Do you think that would happen if he just said, fuck it, I quit, or whatever? I can't see the people just going after each other.
I think he would be better off to just disappear. He's got plenty of places that he can disappear to and never be seen again, for that matter.
Right, but the question is, would that strike up a civil war in their country?
I don't think so.
Because he walked out and abandoned them.
Because I don't think there's. Russia, you have to keep in mind, is pretty spread out too, kind of like here. So a lot of their weirdos and like what we have are, in the middle of no place too. So I don't know. That might be tough to gather. Plus, a lot of them are dead now.
Well,
they used their prisons. They emptied their prisons out, and that's where a lot of some of those people that he might have been able to count on were. You release them out of prison with pardons and stuff. There you go. It's pulling a thorn out of a tiger's foot.
Well, apparently there was a pro-Putin musician who just got executed. I
didn't hear about that.
Yeah, he was found executed, shot in the head. And it seems like
Putin guy.
Yeah,
good. That's good.
It seems like, and a lot of the oligarchy, I guess,
the wealth
are ending up either disappearing or dead.
Jumping out of windows, burning inside their offices.
Is this Putin executing a scorched earth initiative before he leaves?
Well, I know at least a couple of these dead oligarchs are because they were opposing the special operation in Ukraine, calling it out for what it was, threatening to pull their funding and other resources that were made available to him. And yeah, they wound up learning how to fly and learning what a barbecue is like. So,
right. Right, but you don't think this was Putin trying to?
I do.
Clear the way for his departure.
I don't know about clear the way for his departure, but put his narrative to continue it in motion for sure. That makes more sense there, and that's what other UA from Ukraine and news organizations from there were saying about that.
Well, I don't see, like, in the United. Now, I don't understand other countries, but in the United States, if Biden went missing, let's say Biden just took off and Kamala Harris was MIA, no one would care. It's not like everyone would go, "Oh, we have to kill our brothers down the street because the president's missing." No one.
You wouldn't. Every second of the day, you would know where the president of the United States is. He cannot go missing. He can't. I seriously doubt that's possible.
If he did, I don't think that would strike a civil war. I don't understand logic like that.
It would depend how. It might depend how. Look at the environment we're in right now. If it was clear that a MAGA person or whatever managed to take out the president of a certain, I don't know.
No, we're not talking about taking him out. We're talking about just him disappearing.
Right, or that, because that would be the assumption. You're talking about what would spark a civil war. That would be the presumption that it would have to be in that kind of a scenario where we would assume A, B, and C happened, and for that to happen. Plus, I would think that we would need some form of physical, actual evidence of some sort.
Right.
I don't think we would just do it without nothing substantiated.
Okay. So should we hope he disappears or not hope he disappears?
Yes.
Oh, we should. Or not. Or maybe.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. None of those should happen. As long as none of those happen, we don't have to worry about it. I don't know. Everything's fragile. So many things depend on, X, Y, and Z going in the right place to, what's the mood of the day? What if this happened at the same time that this horrific police situation happened with Tyree? So there's so many variables to add into that, because that's a big step. Once that ball's in motion, it's not just going to stop. It's going to happen, and then it's going to either burn out or gain momentum. But it's at least going to happen.
Right.
Things are going to catch on fire. People are going to die, and it's going to be clear what it is. Person against person type thing. So that's a think about what needs to happen to make that decision to do that to someone else, to pull a trigger, to be in a mob, to
I know.
Do all those things that are involved in that in a modern day. Are you going to drive by the person walking with a stroller, and then you realize that they're also looking now, shooting at you? Yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping that we're not at a point where that decision becomes a reality to make. Wow, that's even hard thing just to even conceive of that. I hope we're not there yet. We're this close, we're in such a powder keg that could happen.
Right. Well, Matt, thank you again. Great. Fantastic. And let's hope that none of what we talked about ever happens.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, brother. I'll see you next time.
Say good night.